Good day, Father Matt Williams here, not in my parked car, but I hope you're doing well. I'm actually locked out of my car waiting for my keys right now, but that's okay. All right, so today is March 29th. It's Palm Sunday. We're about to enter into the week that we call Holy Week, where God's infinite love is manifested to us. We've been reflecting on the reality that we're called to be saints, and we're looking at the letter N, which calls us to love our neighbor as Christ has loved us. At the Last Supper, Jesus says, I give you a new commandment. Love one another as I have loved you. As we seek to love our neighbor as Christ has loved us, we have to remember, first and foremost, putting before us Jesus' example of humility, where he says, I have come not to be served, but to serve, and to give my life as a ransom for many. On Palm Sunday, when Jesus made his triumphal entry into Jerusalem, he didn't get upon a war horse coming in triumphal entry as a king warrior to come in and conquer and overthrow the Romans. He comes on an ass, a donkey, it was a sign of great humility, which shows us that he comes as a king of peace. He comes as a peacemaker, as a king of love. And he also comes following in the very example of King Solomon, right? Jesus is an heir of King David, right? Solomon, in his triumphal entry, came on an ass as well, a beast of burden as well. And so Jesus clearly showing us that he's a king, but he's a king of peace. He's a king of humility. Jesus is so humble. He's so humble at the Last Supper, right? He washes the feet of his apostles. So Jesus' posture to the human race. Remember, Jesus is the most powerful man that has ever lived on this earth. And how does he manifest his power, his greatness? By humility, by service, by emptying himself out. So the first step for us, if we're called to serve and to love our neighbor, is to be humble before everyone, to be humble before the mystery of God present in each person that we encounter. It invites us to humility, to humble ourselves in the very example, after the very example of our blessed Lord. Also, we need to pray for the grace to recognize the divine presence, to recognize God's presence in each person that we meet. There's a great story, it's captured in a movie about Dorothy Day, entertaining angels, and she had opened up this house to care for people that are sick, and she had this woman that was a drug addict that was stealing from her, and she catches the woman stealing, and they end up in an altercation, a physical altercation, and Dorothy's about ready to really get on her when all of a sudden she has this mystical experience where she sees mystically the presence of Christ in this woman, this drug addict who was stealing from her. She sees the presence of Christ, and she has this moment where she kind of like drops everything and she embraces the woman in love, like in tears and in love, because she's seeing Christ in this person. She has this mystical experience of seeing Christ in another. And that's what we have to pray for the grace, right? We have to pray for God's grace to be able to see Christ in each other. So if we're going to really love God and then love our neighbor in the way that God has first loved us, we need to be humble and we need to pray for the grace to see Christ in each person that we meet. Hope you're having a good day and that you are excited to enter into the power of this week that we call holy. God bless you.